Greetings, my friends. Welcome to today's devotional. My apologies for the problem with posting for Monday's devotion. Not sure what happened there, but I spoke to somebody who let me know that my devotion was not posted, even though I recorded it and thought I had uploaded it Sunday night. But it was not there, lo and behold. But it is now. That I guess is going to happen occasionally with technology. But today we have before us Psalm 88. O Lord God of my salvation, when at night I cry out in your presence, let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear to my cry, for my soul is full of troubles, and my life draws near to Sheol. I am counted among those who go down to the pit. I am like those who have no help, like those forsaken among the dead, like the slain that lie in the grave, like those whom you remember no more. For they are cut off from your hand. You have put me in the depths of the pit, in the regions dark and deep. Your wrath lies heavy upon me, and you overwhelm me with all your waves. You have caused my companions to shun me. You have made me a thing of horror to them. I am shut in so that I cannot escape. My eyes grow dim through sorrow. Every day I call on you, O Lord. I spread out my hand to you. Do you work wonders for the dead? Do the shades rise up to praise you? Is your steadfast love declared in the grave, or your faithfulness in Abaddon? Are your wonders known in the darkness, or your saving help in the land of forgetfulness? But I, O Lord, cry out to you. In the morning my prayer comes before you. O Lord, why do you cast me off? Why do you hide your face from me? Wretched and close to death from my youth up, I suffer your terrors. I am desperate. Your wrath has swept over me. Your dread assaults destroy me. They surround me like a flood all day long. From all sides they close in on me. You have caused my friend and neighbor to shun me. My companions are in darkness. So this is what I would call a psalm of complaint. It is unusual in the Psalms. Not that a psalmist is complaining or crying out to God, or crying out in prayer and wondering where God is in all of this, but what makes this one unusual for me is the fact that what it's missing is that sense of hope, the sense of trust that in the end God will deliver, and because God is faithful. And almost all of the Psalms that have some sort of complaint or prayer, there is always a measure of hope in those. Because we can always have hope in God. There's a few different things that are kind of standing out for me in this, and at the end of verse 8, I am shut in so that I cannot escape. With the news of Monday's governor's announcement that things are being closed back again, that was kind of a blow, I think, to all of us that were hoping to be moving in a positive direction. Instead, we are sliding backwards into more and more restrictions and less freedom and less places to go. Unfortunately, this virus is still very much a threat to all of us. And with the spikes and surges and all that we've seen, it is best for us to remain in this place. But unlike this psalmist, I think we always have hope. And I hope that you have seen God active and working not just in the world around you, but in your own lives through this pandemic and through quarantining and everything else. It is easy to focus on the things that we're missing, the things that have been taken away. It is easy to focus on the fear and the anxiety that seems to be present and prevalent in all of this. But that's not the whole story. There is always more to the story than that. And that story that we have is that the trust that we have in God, that in the end it's going to be okay. That's not present in this psalm. You notice the complaints about, do the dead praise and worship you? Because there was no thought of what a life in heaven would be like for the people of Israel, for the people prior to Christ's sacrifice, Christ's death on the cross for us. But that is the one hope that we know that we can be certain of. But it means so much more than just eternal salvation. It is an expression of God's care and kindness and love and faithfulness and concern for us, and even though it doesn't seem as though that is always present, that one event thousands of years ago gives us that assurance that in the end, everything's going to be okay, whether on this earth, in this side of heaven, or in the life to come, when we will be in the presence of God and we will be praising God, not from the grave, but from the eternal throne room in heaven in his presence. So I don't know how much encouragement that is for you or anyone else on this day, on this time in our lives and in the world of a pandemic, but trust that God is always there. Look for the good things. Look for the blessings that have come and the things that have changed for the positive, but also feel free and comfortable to cry out to God. Do some complaining if that helps. God's big enough to handle it. He's big enough for all of our complaints, and he understands. God knows exactly where your heart is, where your mind is, where your thoughts and emotions are. And there is something cathartic or that brings us relief to release those things. We may not want to mention them or talk to them to other people, but God is always there to hear and listen to our prayers, no matter what they are. That's our devotion for today. Until Psalm 89 tomorrow, a very long one. Blessings to you all, and hang in there.